Okay, let's go out in the garage. I got one other thing I want to tell you that we're going to do before we move in here. We're going to get a garage door company out here. We're going to have them service the garage door and check the motor, make sure all the wheels are lubed properly, the tracks are lubed properly, the adjustment of the spring-loaded tension on here is adjusted properly, that the seeing eye, the laser eye that goes across there, that those things are adjusted properly, everything's working properly. Plus I have to go and get a one of those garage door openers, and I'll have to get a universal one at the Home Depot, because the last person who was here, of course they didn't have the garage door opener, and we want two, so I'll probably get 2 universal garage door openers, and I'll bring those back here. And instead of me trying to program and figure out all this stuff and make sure it works, and it's probably easy and stuff, but if I'm going to have a garage door guy out here, I'll have him program that for me and make it work. Okay, that's something that anytime you move in, or once a year, or hey, if your garage door has not been serviced for 5 years or so, you better get somebody out there. It would just kind of give you some peace of mind, you know, to make sure everything's working properly and nobody's going to get hurt. And the spring-loaded tension is such to where if a kid is underneath there, something happens, you don't hit it, and it's supposed to bounce back up. I mean, they do all kinds of tests when they're out here, and adjustments and all that kind of stuff. If you got any questions about anything, they'll answer stuff. And then if you have a keypad outside, this garage door does not have a keypad outside, but if you have a keypad and you want to change the code, you're not quite sure how to do that, or you tried and it wasn't working, or you don't know what your code is, and you're like, okay, well, I guess I can't use the keypad. Wouldn't it be nice to make sure that that keypad works? Well, when you get your garage door serviced, you can have that guy check it out. He'll check it out. Oh yeah, you need a battery. Here, I'll put a battery in there for you. Or, oh, it needs, I see up here it needed to be adjusted. He adjusts, there's certain little things you can click over, and you can adjust and make sure it works. And maybe something's out of whack. Maybe somebody's got something unplugged. Oh, hey, there's a wire that's loose over here. There's a rusted wire. The wire nut is off, and it's not even hooked up. And he'll do all kinds of checks for you, make sure everything's working, and then you can give him your code, or you can get a new code. You can tell him, oh, I want a new code anyways. And if you got more than one garage door opener, and if you got 2 of them side by side, let's say, maybe that one keypad, I believe, will work both garage doors. If you got a single garage door and you got another single car garage door in the same garage, let's say, some houses have that, believe it or not, and that keypad will be good for both of those. And you can have a different code. You can have one separate code for this garage door, and you can have a different code for this one over here if you want. If you don't know how to do any of that kind of stuff, of course you can go to YouTube, and they've got different videos of that, and then there's different adjustments on here that you can do. I've done it before, but this is not a video that shows you how to do all that kind of stuff, okay? But anyways, I'm just telling you so that if you do have somebody come out and do a maintenance, a service on your garage door, your existing garage door unit, which I would highly recommend you do, he could do all that stuff for you, okay? So one more thing to get serviced. Now here's another thing that you could do if you needed another garage door opener, and if you were adamant about the fact, no, I don't want a universal garage door opener, I don't like the looks of it, it doesn't look like my other one, and I've got a certain place for the other one, I'm used to the other one. What could you do? Well, look at your garage door opener, and this one happens to be a LiftMaster, and you can even write down, see it says LiftMaster Professional, and I could write down the number on it and stuff if there's anything else, and it says, and it's 1/3 horsepower. And I could call up a garage door service company and say, hey, do you have, and you can do this for any sort of garage door you have, okay? It doesn't have to be a LiftMaster. It can be whatever it is. Just call up a garage door company that services garage doors. Tell them that you're missing your garage door, little button and you want another one, but you want it from LiftMaster, or you want it from whatever the other company is called. You know, there's 4 or 5 brands of these, and ask him. He might say, oh yeah, I got one of those. I can bring them out, because he probably install, you know, they also install garage doors. Most garage door companies service them, as well as installing new garage door closers and openers and stuff like that. And he might say, oh yeah, we've got some of those. I'll bring one with me. And you can do it that way. Okay, if they don't have it, call up another company, or ask them, hey, can you order it from the manufacturer? They could probably order it. You could probably Google it, LiftMaster Professional. They might have a website where you can order one, and then when it comes out, then you're going to have it programmed, and you can have your the guy who's going to come out and service your garage door. You can have him program your new LiftMaster Professional garage door opener. Okay, so there's another idea for you. Since we're talking about garage doors and garage door openers, I call this a garage door opener. It's your lifter, and there's different ones. This one here happens to have chains, and there's 2 chains to them. You see that chain right there, and there's also one on this side. See? There's one on actually both sides. And sometimes those chains start drooping. They start drooping, and you might think, oh, maybe they can take a link out and put it back together. Well, it's possible, but there's also a whole motor assembly in here, because we just had ours changed out. He says, oh yeah, the little sprocket's probably all messed up. He took it all apart. Sure enough, there's a heavy-duty plastic sprocket thing with some other gear things attached to it, and he happened to have one on his truck, of course, and he replaced it, and son of a gun, thing works good now. But I was asking him, I said, if you had a choice, if years down the road we want to replace our garage door opener, what kind would you suggest? Because there's the kind with the chain on here like this, and then there's also one I've seen it's just a long continuous screw. It goes all the way. I thought those would be the best ones. And there's also one with a heavy-duty nylon type. It's not nylon. It's kind of like that you get for your pulleys and stuff in the car, your fan belts. It's kind of like that material, and it's a long continuous thing, and believe it or not, the guy said he thought those were the best. He liked that kind the best. So there's 3 different types, and if you don't want this kind, they also have another kind where you've got a whole motor assembly on the side, and it attaches to your garage door somehow up in here, and it works it that way. Granted, over here it's not enough room, but I've seen those in some garages, and then you've got to get the power over to it and stuff. But lots of people swear by those because there's not much maintenance to them, and it's just this one little thing that fits there. You don't have this bracket up here. Maybe this bracket's in your way. Maybe you want to take your garage and you want to have shelves or something. You know, maybe yours is there's more room here or something, and you want to put some shelves, some storage shelves up in there and stuff. You don't want to mess around with this bracket and the garage door opener and these brackets along here and stuff. They've got that. Then you would get the one that mounts on the wall over there, and then you can do away with this whole thing. There's no maintenance that you have to worry about anymore. No chains are going to loosen up anymore. No motor or gear is going to be all messed up later on, because it's all on the wall. So if you've got any questions about that, check on that way to install a garage door opener as well. Here's something else you might want to think about. If you're really set on needing to get another garage door opener, 1 or 2 or something, you really want it from the same company, you can look at your garage door opener. This one happens to be a LiftMaster Professional. Okay? Does that say professional? Yeah. I had to look at it because I was reading it wrong. LiftMaster Professional, it's a 1/3 horsepower. I mean, I could call up a garage door company and say, oh, by the way, do Do you happen to have LiftMaster, the actual LiftMaster garage door openers for a 1/3 horsepower, and it's a LiftMaster Professional? Oh yeah, I got one of those. Maybe you can have him bring it out here with him when he comes and services your garage door, as a thought. Or you could, you know, if you wanted the universal garage door openers, go to the hardware store. They've got them at the hardware store. You might like the looks of them. You might not like the looks of them. You might say, nah, I don't want to use that. What else can I do? I'm giving you these different thing to do, to try. Check that. You could go on there. You can go to LiftMaster and go to their website. Maybe they'll sell you one over the internet. Maybe they've got a store and they can sell it to you, and you tell them you got a LiftMaster Professional 1/3 horsepower. You might have to look and see if there's another name on there or something like that. And you can buy it over the internet. Maybe. I've never tried it, but that's something I would check, and I may end up checking that. I already wrote down the information of this one. I may check on that before going to the hardware store, or even after going to the hardware store. Maybe I don't have to, maybe we'll just look at the universal ones and think, I don't know if I like the looks of that, and it's long and bulky, and it doesn't look like the other little garage door opener that I'm sure this one comes with. And maybe I'll do that, especially for the fact that I'm going to have somebody come out here to service this anyways. Or here's another thought. Let's say the guy doesn't have one. Let's say you can't find a website, or they don't sell them over the internet, let's say, and you can ask the guy. Oh, you can tell the garage door company, service company, who's going to come out. Maybe they can order one from LiftMaster for you, if you can't get one directly from LiftMaster on your own. And it doesn't have to be from LiftMaster. It can be from whatever garage door company it is. There's 4 or 5 different garage door units, brands, okay? So there's another thought for you if you need a garage door opener, just a little clicker. One more thing on your garage doors. You know, if you have it serviced, the guy will use this stuff called garage door lube. And he'll spray your wheels, he'll spray the inside of your track, your little plastic wheels. He'll spray the track coming up in here. He'll spray your chain, even the spring, the big heavy spring there. He'll spray that, and he'll probably even leave you the rest of the can. You can get that stuff at the Home Depot or any hardware store too. And he recommended every 3-4 months, just go around and spray your wheels and spray the track. It'll prolong the life of your garage door wheels. And you know, if somebody has to replace all your wheels on your garage door, you know, that gets kind of costly. You don't want to have to do that. The wheels wear out and they rub and stuff if they're not lubed. And speaking of lube, when you spray your plastic wheel, you want to spray this, you know, the little bit here and stuff, and just make sure that it gets kind of lubed a little bit. That's something you can do on your own. And then if you need to replace one wheel assembly, usually it's this little thing right here. You can take that apart. You can take that down to the hardware store. They might have it, or you can go to a garage door company and they might sell you one off the shelf or something. You know, if it's some minuscule things, there's all kinds of things you can do yourself without getting too intricate in things. Okay, so think about it. For a good way to maintain your garage doors and prolong the life of your garage door. You don't want to start replacing all these things, and the spring and the tension thing and all this stuff, because all your wheels have rubbed out, and the wheels are rubbed out, and then it's kinked and it's cocked something out and loosened up the bracket or something. You know, certain things you can be mindful of and do yourself. Okay? Isn't that a shame this little thing popped off of there? I knew it was going to too, because it was pushed out so far. I'm going to get some masking tape, put masking tape on the back side of that, push that in and caulk it, and then pull the masking tape off it, and it will stick, because it just barely has a little bit of friction on it when it's tight, or when it's back in that hole. But let's say you don't have that little piece. How what are you gonna do? I would recommend not leaving that hole. You don't want any critters, creepy crawlers coming in through there, doing any damage in here. Let's say you've got something else missing and they crawl inside your electrical panel or something. I think they have blank knockouts that you can put in there. And I don't know if you can get that at a regular hardware store like the Home Depot or Lowe's or Ace. You may, or Menards or someplace like that. You may have to actually take this or take a picture of this, or you can put a piece of masking tape over there and do pencil marks and then take that off so you know exactly, you know, what size that is and everything. And you may be able to take it to a wholesale electrical house, a commercial electrical house, and tell them, and they might sell you, oh yeah, here, this is what you can put in there. And they might sell you something, you know, to put in there, a cap. Now see, what is that for anyways? You know, it's probably for a key that then you would have to put a notch in here or a plate or something, and you could have this key, a lock right there. That's probably what this little knockout was for, okay? But I'm gonna fix it, and I'm gonna mastic it in there with some mastic or some white caulking or something. I'll get it in there and get it fixed.